pinpoint the source of the noise, and then the flashlight fell on him, and I saw everything. My dad was
Today
there.
we're gonna be reacting to something called horror parties. We're gonna start from 3, cause why not? So let's start. Creepy as heck.
I guess you could say I live a pretty horrible life. I live in a family of 3. Me, my dad, and my brother. We used to be 4.
Oh my
but my
god.
mom
What
passed
is
away
the
years
mom,
ago
bro?
due to
She's been
diabetes.
eating.
She's had a McDonald's addiction.
Oh my god, what is
eventually
this
got the
guy?
best of
What
her.
happened to his
None of us have
face?
really
He
been
has
the
red
same
eyes.
since she died. You'd think that with what happened to her, we'd stop wanting
His dad is a
McDonald's as
zombie, I
much, but it was more of the
Is that even
opposite.
his dad?
That's what all the 3 of us ever ate. I guess we were just trying to carry on with the tradition. It somehow made Mom feel closer.
Even
we
my
were all
brother's
starting to
here.
look
Say
pretty
hi.
terrible, and
Hello.
the house was too. It was
This is
always
real
dark.
creepy.
We never bothered to turn the lights on, or we hadn't paid the electric bill. I'm honestly not
Darn,
too
we
sure
didn't even
which
pay
it
the electric
was.
bill?
The place was absolutely filthy
Wait,
too.
these are
None of us ever
McDonald's?
cleaned anything.
Damn.
There was garbage and dirt all over the place. Mold
Ooh,
covered
this
the
house
ceilings
is
and walls,
so
while rats and
nasty.
insects crawled around everywhere. None of us gave a
Ooh.
crap anymore.
How's there
My
a
dad was
lizard?
always in the living room eating fries all day.
They probably
only
curled
taking a
in.
break to eat the occasional Big Mac. My brother,
Aw,
well, I
he
never saw
cries.
him. He stayed in his room all day.
His brother
Neither me
stayed
nor
in
my
his
dad
room
have
all
seen him
day.
in years. I don't even know what he looks like now. It can't be
What do you
good
mean
though.
you don't know
He
how
hasn't
to look?
shaved or gone
Bro,
to the
this-
washroom since
say-
he's been in there because there's no washroom in his bedroom, which meant he hadn't showered in years. I guess he must have done his business in that room because he didn't go anywhere else. It had to be horrible in there. My dad didn't really seem to care much about my brother anymore. Not that he seemed to care much about me either. He still
Why?
made me feed him.
Why does the
I
dad look like a
hated doing it.
zombie?
I
And
was
why is he
honestly scared
eating
as
like
hell of my
that?
brother. I didn't know what he
Why
did
does he
in his
look like
room
he has
all day,
lipstick?
and I didn't want to find out. Either my dad or I had to give him food through a large
Nah,
hole in
bro,
his door.
why is he
It was
holding
usually
his
just
head?
fries
Lap,
and
that's
Big
weird.
Macs. But
That's
more
mad.
recently though, all
He's
my
a
brother started
zombie.
wanting was this new Grimace shake that McDonald's had
Not
come
the
out with.
Grimace
It somehow
shake.
went viral and he must
Happy
have seen a
birthday,
video of it.
Grimace.
He stopped eating anything else I brought him and demanded the shakes instead. It was like he was obsessed with the concoction. I was always doing the grocery shopping anyway, which really just meant grabbing more McDonald's. I guess you could say I was the most normal one out of all of us since Mom died. I spent a lot of time eating at a restaurant far away from that dump.
Okay, at least this guy has some
I hated the
senses.
sight of it. I told myself countless times that I should just leave, but I always found myself going back. One night, I had just arrived home with the groceries, and I noticed that my dad wasn't in the living room. This
Oh
was
my
really
god, your dad
strange
probably
because he was
died
always
of
in the
old
exact
age.
same spot. He sat in this ratty armchair that had rips and tears all over it, and it smelled like trash. I figured he must be in the bathroom, but when I checked, he wasn't there. I went to my brother's room to ask him if he knew where Dad was, but when I did, something freaky happened.
Hey, have you seen Dad? He's not in the living room.
Where's my Grimace shake? I was scared out of my mind. I handed the shake over and got the hell out of there. This went on for a few days. I just kept on taking care of myself and my brother,
There's a
having no idea
cockroach.
where my dad was.
Okay,
Part of me
house is
thought that he
bed
had finally
tidy,
come
but
to his
his
senses and
living room
left,
isn't.
but a
What the
horrible
heck?
thought had been growing in my mind. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. It was pitch dark and there wasn't a sound in the entire house. Even the rats were quiet. I grabbed a flashlight and crept towards my
How
brother's
could
room.
rats be
I
quiet?
stopped for a second
Or
and
maybe
listened
left
for any
because of how
sign of
dumb
someone
it is.
moving around in there. My heart was beating like crazy. I heard nothing.
Of course it would be
was a
like when you
team.
look
I
at
took a deep breath
your
and
face
slowly
is
pushed
literally
open the door.
damn.
It creaked loudly and I froze, terrified that my brother had heard it, but I guess he was too deeply asleep to notice. That idea made me relax a little. I slowly brought the beam of the flashlight up and looked around the room. It was a total dump, putrid and disgusting.
Hey, it's
Garbage
not
and
as dumb as
half-eaten
your
food
room.
lay
I mean,
everywhere.
actually,
I felt
your room's
sick.
tidy.
However gross the rest of the house was, it was 10 times worse in that room, and it somehow felt even darker. I looked around some more, hoping to see any sign that my dad had been in there. Then I heard some weird gurgling sounds. They sounded awfully familiar somehow, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Then My heart sank as I suddenly realized that it was my dad.
What the heck?
I spun around the room, trying to pinpoint the source of the noise, and then the flashlight fell on him, and I saw everything. My dad was laying
Oh
on the
my
floor,
god,
covered
it's
in purple,
floating.
with the entire lower
Ah!
half of his body missing. I gasped in horror and stumbled backwards. Then I turned the flashlight to the side and saw my brother. He was standing completely
Now
still
you know
and
what he
staring
looks
back at me. But he didn't look like my brother anymore. He looked like a real-life Grimace with the
You didn't
scariest
even know
face
what
ever.
your brother looks like. Jeez. Guys, I think that's safe to say. I'm gonna have some nightmares for today.